And the last guy I want to highlight, I told you guys this is going to be a quick episode. It's going to be a quick episode, just a quick recap of the NFL Combine. The last guy I want to talk about is Isaac Guerendo, scoring a 9.99 RAS score. Holy, I think it's actually, it might be 9.98, 9.99, somewhere around there. I think his unofficial was 9.9, and then his official was 9.8. I'm not sure, but ran a 4.33 on the 40-yard dash, a 41.5-inch vertical, which has to be among the best. I mean, did anyone jump over a 42-inch or 42 and a half? I don't think so. So he was right there with the best of them. Uh, a 10'9" broad jump. I mean, this guy, there was a scouting report that I saw that said he's, by the way, Isaac Guerendo, 6'3", 221 pounds. Okay. A solid, nice height weight for running back. Okay. And then there was a scout that said, quote, he has a small frame. He can't put on any more weight. What other weight do you need to put on? Is 221 pounds not playable in the NFL? Like, you saw how strong he was. You saw how explosive he was. He's pretty good in pass pro. I think he's got some room to improve there for sure. But in terms of an explosive player, like, could you imagine what Isaac Guerendo would do in that Dolphins offense or that 49ers offense with Christian McCaffrey? Is like, you imagine your one is McCaffrey and then your two is Isaac Guerendo. I think Isaac Guerendo did a really nice job improving his draft stock. Absolutely. And you just go turn on the tape. This guy's a former Wisconsin player. He played there with Braylon Allen. It blows my mind that Isaac Guerendo did not get more snaps there, and it showed at Louisville. Even at Louisville, it's Jawar Jordan at the beginning of the year, and you're like, oh, Jawar Jordan, he's in the Heisman conversation. All of a sudden, you have this guy, Isaac Guerendo, and you saw he was the hero in the Virginia game. He was unbelievable. He had 1,000 scrimmage yards and like 150 touches. Do the math. That's like 6.5 yards per touch. He was absolutely nuts. He was at now that running attack for Louisville was just really good in general. Um, credit that staff there for getting that together. But Isaac Guerendo is a very, very, very good running back prospect. And there are some really good running back prospects in this draft. Uh, the top ones probably being like Trey Benson, Jonathan Brooks is up there, Blake Corum, but Isaac Guerendo is very, very sneaky in that tier two of players. And you see it at this combine, that athletic profile. If you can just get something together for this guy, like give him some opportunities, he's so explosive. His lateral cuts, maybe he's not the most laterally quick guy, but he's just so explosive downfield. Like his 0 to 60 is absurd. I mean, you can see it in the 40-yard dash. That was nuts. That was nuts. So if you're gonna give me a guy who's 6 feet, 221 pounds, that's strong with explosive tendencies, and we talk about, I guess if you look at one of the metrics that uh is most indicative of NFL running back success, it's explosive play rate. And Isaac Guerendo's explosive play rate is just nuts. So I have a lot of faith in Isaac Guerendo. Stay healthy, brother. Kill your pro day. Do what you got to do, man. Whatever team's going to take you, Isaac, I think you're going to be an absolute stud. And you just stay in there and just wait for your opportunities, because when you get yours, I think you're going to absolutely eat. I think you're going to absolutely eat. There's a lot of teams need a running back. This running back free agency market is crazy this year, which means, some of those guys are going to get signed for big bucks. But I think a lot of those teams would like some insurance as well. Or those teams that are losing their running back, like the Raiders, I don't believe they're franchising Josh Jacobs. Derrick Henry is not getting franchised by the Titans. There are a lot of running backs out there. Isaac Guerendo should be a name on every single NFL team's draft boards. In that date, probably day two. That day two, I like him as a day two player. If he slips to day three, that would be nuts value. It'd be like, Roschon Johnson slipped to day three um uh last year, and I thought that he was probably should have been graded higher, and he was pretty good for the Bears, but not a lot. It was a crowded back room or backfield and interesting offense there. But Isaac Guerendo is a guy that I really, if he was to fall to day three, that would be nuts to me.